Ooh, I love karma. By the way, I want to say that me and him have talked about this and hashed all this stuff out by now. I saw him in person, but that's that on that. So we don't hate each other, but we are starting to coexist. So when I went to this person's house, you know, we were talking about all that stuff, of course. We were mentioning all that stuff, and, you know, we had a very great conversation about our personal issues, and we got past it. But when I brought up the subject of racism, because I also wanted to go there, because in my heart I felt like this person was a changed person, but in reality, white privilege and racism can't be unlearned overnight. Can't be undone overnight. And it can't be undone by a drop of a hat, by one apology video. And we had a conversation about it for a while, and eventually it led into him saying basically, well, we've all said the N-word. And he didn't just say the N-word, he said the N-word with an A at the end. But still, just as racist.
Now, 2 days ago, the YouTuber Thomas Halbert, he uploaded a video where he insinuated some very big accusations about me. Now, he didn't have the guts to say my name. Now, he makes the accusation, you guys, that when he came over, now we've only met once, we met 2 months ago for the first time ever, for 2 hours at my house. Now, he asked me about my past, he asked me about things I'd said in the past, about racism, about allegations, about the beauty community, and I was very candid with him, very upfront, very truthful, very brutally honest, and I answered all of his questions. When he left my house, we saw each other a few weeks later. Now, in his video, he said that when he left my house, he was so bothered, he was disturbed. He said that I said a racial slur in front of him. After everything I've been through, after my past, after everything that I have, like, I literally sat there and I'm like, I gave you business advice. We talked about your failed merch line. We talked about your channel. He asked me real business advice on YouTube, makeup, everything. And because he couldn't get what he wanted out of me, he flipped it and chose a subject that he knew was going to get a lot of attention because it's sensitive. And he made up a full false story to try to harm me. Hi, Thomas. I know you're watching this. You were at my house, and then weeks later, you were at my office. You were at Killer Merch in the Jeffree Starr Cosmetics warehouse, begging for us to do your merchandise, saying you had a shitty deal with someone else. And we were like, you know what? Maybe we'll take this kid under our wing. But something felt off. We declined to do business with you. You also asked to film 2 videos with me for YouTube, for your personal gain, of course. I declined to work with you on that as well. So, no merch line, no YouTube collabs, and all of a sudden I'm the racist. Got it! So last thought, Thomas, you are a fucking liar. I don't know why, we do know why you're doing this, but I don't know why at the core of your being, you want to make up a full lie about me. Get on camera, let the world know it was all fake, and apologize because you are not a good person. And people like you are why I don't trust anyone. You were trying to fish for information on my ex-friends to hurt them, and then you're texting them at the same damn time on my couch? My brain, like, I can't fathom this stupidity.
I remember in Ibiza, they were telling me how you were all up on their... First, you hated Manny, then you liked him, then you tried to help him, but then you're still contacting Jeffree to try to expose him, but then I hear in Ibiza that you're still in contact with them, telling them tea and like running back and forth.
I know I have said some very insensitive things, especially when I was younger. I take full responsibility, but
all I know is that some people tried to bully me and they really ended up ending themselves. Imagine, I just put on Twitter. Imagine not uploading an apology video. Imagine not uploading a fucking apology video and speaking to your audience that pays your motherfucking bills. Imagine just saying, nah, and going back to uploading a makeup review.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to you guys. I'm so sorry for disappointing you. To disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years. And know that I'm better than that person. And I hope one day that you guys can see me for the woman that I am. And whenever I see I disappointed you, it just breaks my heart into a million pieces. I'm so sorry for anyone that's been hurt through this. Anyone. I don't even like to look at myself because like I can't even believe that I would retweet. Another part of this story that like I don't know if you all know, but me and Gabriel and Nikita and Manny took a picture with our middle fingers up, and we were trying to mimic Kylie Jenner's birthday picture, and the picture was taken out of context and it ended up causing pain, you know, for other people. And I just want to say I'm sorry to Jeffree for the pain we may have caused you in this. I didn't know that that picture was going to be taken out of context and that anything was going to be said to you. But at the end of the day, it was done. So I need to owe you an apology for this. And I know we're not friends anymore, but I want to apologize to you.
The first apology that I owe, that I definitely wanted to make sure was in this video at the very beginning, is to y'all, my audience, because I was the person that I didn't want to be, and it was being negative, being petty, and bringing negativity into a world that didn't need it. And for that, I'm truly sorry. And I know I've let y'all down because I let myself down. The apology that I do owe on camera is to Jeffree. I'm sorry just for everything, not just for the tweets, not just for the photo, just for it all, just for allowing myself to create an image of someone based on what others were telling me, and it's not fair because I wouldn't want that for me. So I want to go on camera and say that I'm truly sorry to you, Jeffree, because what I did wasn't intended to be bullying, but I know now that it came across like that. And I totally respect that, and I'm sorry for that. And I made even more tweets that I definitely fluffed up because I was like, you know what? I want to create a narrative, and it's not fair. And I now realize how that affects people because a certain narrative was painted about me in this whole process. And 10 minutes into the bus ride, it's brought up. So what happened on Twitter? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just tired of this person constantly doing this to y'all because I keep hearing he does this, he does that, he does this, he does that. He's such a malicious person. He's so mean, he's this. I keep hearing these things and I'm like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I keep absorbing all this negativity, and I'm finally fed up. Like, I'm over it. But this is also someone who's never done anything to me, never done anything petty to me. Conversation is led, and I'm gonna be honest, the conversation is led by Manny. The conversation is had of, hey, just so you know, it's becoming a lot more. And I'm like, okay. And we've been talking to our managers and our PR team, and we've just been thinking of a PR way to handle this. And I'm like, okay. And they have recommended that you take full accountability for the photo, you apologize for the photo, and you apologize to us for us not being involved. And I get a text message from Manny, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? I just see it and I'm like, I can't even respond. Like, it's a lot. So I'm like sitting there. It's like a 45-minute drive. Almost by the end of it, I get a text message of, hey, we really need you to put out this apology because it's a storm for everybody else, Gabby. And I'm like, wait, didn't you just text me wondering how I am? You don't hear from me? And then it's, hey, we need, cool, okay, interesting. I'm not texting you back because you're headspace wasn't to see if I was good. It was to see, when am I putting this out? Messy can never help themselves. When you're messy, you remain messy. So not only are you being messy in your quote tweet, let me go look at what you've been liking and what you've been responding to. So why am I seeing, of course you didn't read the caption. It was all fun and games until it backfired on the four of you. It absolutely was not at all. It was childish and I'm too grown for that, honestly. You're too grown? Too grown for what? You constantly talk about him. You constantly say all these things. You constantly use people. Let's look at track records. I don't have bad blood with anybody. So why are you the one who constantly keeps burning bridges and using people, but you're too grown? No, you can't. You say worse. Let's keep it 100. You've said worse. So my tweet that kind of set it all off was, no, Manny, stay out of it, and think about who your friends are. He drug you down, did a half-assed apology, and no one is buying. Trust me, it's been an eye-opening 24 hours, is his response. I looked at other tweets he was liking. I wouldn't stay friends with someone that put me in a bad position and created all this drama. Why are you liking this? Yeah, I may have started this, but let's not act like you don't feel like this. If not worse, because I've heard you say worse.
Okay, so I just watched Gabriel Zamora's new video titled My Truth. I just want to first off say, Gabriel, thank you for apologizing to me. You are the only person to look me man to man, eye to eye, and actually say sorry. Thank you for that. I accept your apology. After watching your video, I sat here and cried for 10 minutes. There has been so many moments when I've wanted to just sit on camera and click play and speak my truth, and I was so afraid, and I promised myself I wouldn't do it. I loved and respected these people. I won't do it. And just thank you for being honest. So many people in this beauty community are scared and they don't speak up, so just thank you.
So last night, Gabriel Zamora uploaded a video titled My Truth, and it was a video about the situation that happened last week about a photo that me, Nikita, Laura, and Gabby were in, flipping off the camera, being like this, with the intention that photo was intended to recreate Kylie's 21st birthday photo. You know, we took a bunch of them, and then we were just fucking around after because we're all friends, and that's what we were just doing. We're just like, you know? And he spoke about him writing this narrative that we had no idea that this photo was going to be posted and it was going to be used in the context that it did. That is very true. I want to apologize to Gabby because watching that video, I can see the hurt in his eyes. And I know that. I fucked up. And the reason I haven't talked about this photo or apologized for this photo was because I was being prideful. You know, I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I didn't do anything wrong. Gabby also talked about in his video about a pattern that I have. And that really hit hard. It's the truth. It hurts, but it's the fucking truth. So now regarding Jeffree, this is a big topic. This is something that people have been asking me and asking him for so long to talk about as to why we are no longer friends, why we are no longer close, what's going on between us, what's the tea, what's going on. There were things mutually done to one another that hurt the other, you know, and the fact that we didn't communicate that to each other better is truly where I feel like our downfall was our lack of communication. Jeffree has done, oh my goodness, I can't even explain. Jeffree has done so much for me in my life. You know, I would not be where I am today without Jeffree. Have I been shady along the way and like with tweets and likes and things like that? Absolutely. Everyone has. All of us have.
Many months later.
So like, okay, we're keeping it 100. I remember I was like, why the fuck are y'all talking to Thomas? Like, y'all have all said, like, he's messy, he's done this to y'all, heall, but he has tea. But like, I'm just like, why are we like, ugh? But I knew he was like, oh, I knew he was shady. I knew he was a little like, because even in his messages to where he's like, oh, look, I messaged Manny, that was in July. But then the messages that Jeffree posted of you trying to say you want to expose Manny because I knew you were going to be a rat and try to pull some shady shit like that to him. That was late August. So I'm confused how, like, look at the dates. But I remember around that time, I saw that he was like, now he's exposed. Now you'll see what kind of person he is. And I'm like, what do you mean now y'all see what kind of person he is? I remember in Ibiza, they were telling me how you were all up on their... So what do you mean? Oh, he's been exposed. He tried to stop my bags. Nobody tried to stop your bags. You're a mess, first of all. Like, that's... But see, I don't know him. Like, I just know what everyone's told me about him. So that's why I'm like, why have y'all told me this about him once again? And then y'all try to be like his friends because now he has tea on this one person that y'all hate. Like, I'm just confused. So I'm like, but now you're like, oh, no, me and Manny are good. But weren't you just saying that he tried to end your career? First, you hated Manny. Then you liked him. Then you tried to help him. But then you're still contacting Jeffree to try to expose him. But then I hear in Ibiza that you're still in contact with them, telling them tea and like running back and forth. I'm like, no, like the reason why I didn't say nothing whenever my truth video came out and he was like, now you know this type of person, is because then he was talking about like going to the hospital, about like his depression and his anxiety. And I'm like, I don't want to be insensitive in that situation because, you know, shit happened.
If these bitches spent half the effort on their own careers as they do on mine, they might have one.